So I've got a couple of questions about this.
Yep.
Just for clarification, so is this, is your board seeking to mow the riverbanks all the way down to the water?
Yeah,
and is it a site-specific area?
So the background that we've got is at the moment you see a lawnmower come along and mow the tops of the banks, and they sort of have the wings that sort of get a bit of the way down the sides. But then the last sort of metre or so of it doesn't reach. It can't get right down to the water's edge, and so you get this scraggly stuff. And then every, I don't know, when it gets to a metre or so tall, and sort of beyond a joke, they get a whole big team of guys on weed whackers who spend just days and days just weed whacking it along.
Yeah, but my question is, are you wanting the riverbanks to be mowed all the way to the water? And
no, I think it's more, this is an issue that I've raised for a number of years now, where we let, as Andrew just said, we let a contract to mow our riverside, and invariably a ride-on mower is used which doesn't get very close to the edge of the mowing strip, and they get further and further inland. There's a great clump of grass grows, and the water's edge down to sort of where the tidal mark comes, if you like, is left as well, where if our contract...
Excuse me, my question is, are you wanting the riverbanks to be mowed all the way down to the water?
Well, I'm just getting to that, if you would let me...
Well, the question, sorry,
finish.
Guys, guys, in terms of the resolution that's here, because it has some... I'll get Andrea to answer that question particularly, but it also has some cost implications, so this is
but
not...
my point is...
No, we'll get Andrea to answer her question.
No, but the point is that if that's the answer to the question, we have the West Melton Zone Committee trying to stop the riverbanks being mowed, because they not only act as a filter for the sediment, which contains contaminants, but it also helps with the biodiversity. So I don't know what decision we want to make around this.
We're not talking about mowing down to the water's edge. We're talking about a contract that allows... We waste hundreds of thousands of dollars, I would imagine, by sending gangs out.
Point of order.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We don't need a point of order. Andrea, are you looking for because there is ecological reasons why those are not mown?
Yes.
Are you looking to mow them?
So we're not doing this from the point of the ecological reason. The point that this has come up is around a waste of money and a duplication of contractors. So is there a way to, while being sympathetic to the ecology and doing the right job, but having it that it's not a waste of money?
Can I suggest, because there are quite major implications of what that bottom meter actually does, even though it may not look tidy, it actually does a good lot of work. So can I consider that? Can I suggest that rather than just recommending that we consider this, that we actually consider the implications and the costs of this?
And could we also, as I said, there is a zone committee action and process at the moment in progress to be looking exactly at this riverbank and contracting business. So can we perhaps tie in with what's going on there rather than start the whole thing again?
Right.
Because Paul Hulse is investigating that.
Okay. So can I suggest that the council consider the ecological implications and the costs and the work already being done in conjunction with the work already being done
by the Christchurch West Melton Zone Committee, or through the Christchurch West Melton Zone Committee.
And where will it come back to? So can we then refer it to staff and come back to Infrastructure Committee? Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay, so we pick up the ecological things, because I don't think they are just things that would be nice to have. They are really, really important for the well-being of the waterways.
Our point was because of we can see a waste of money and a duplication.
Dave?
At the risk of seeming pedantic, I think we've totally missed the whole point here. We are not talking about mowing down to the water's edge. We are not talking about mowing into ecological areas. We are talking about the edge of the mown strip of our riverbanks.
No, it actually says from the water's edge.
Can I respectfully finish?
Can respectfully finish, yes.
Yes. We use two different sort of contracts here to mow our grass berms on our river's edge, and we don't do it properly. because at the end we use ride-on mowers and they don't get to the edge of the berm, if you like, on the riverbank. And that last little bit goes wider and wider and wider, and then we send a gang of guys with weed eaters down that take weeks to deal with the last bit of the mowing our river edge. We're not talking about mowing into the ecological area. We'll get grass growing a metre high because these ride-on mowers can't get to where they should be. They should be using a boom mower that can just get over the edge and keep it tidy. We don't. And that's the whole point of the exercise.
Right, this is just poorly
We
worded.
are not
Thank you.
talking about mowing
Thank
into
you.
the ecological
Yeah, this
sense.
is
of
poorly
the word.
worded.
Actually, the resolution does refer to that, Dave,
Yeah.
which is why people were concerned about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Can I suggest, as a way forward, that we look at asking for a staff report to come to Infrastructure Committee on the ecological implications and costs in conjunction with the work already being done by the Waste Management Committee on the relevant and then the rest of what's here.
Could I just suggest that perhaps come to the land drainage working group first? Might be good.
Yep.
Because we're
You
already
can
doing a little bit of work around
Come
that.
to the infrastructure via the land drainage.
Yep.
Yep,
And then
no
it would come
problem.
to the
Yep.
committee.
Yanni.
Yeah, I strongly support this. And I know in areas in our ward, for example, one side of the river gets mown and the other doesn't, and probably because it's in two different contracts. One's called a reserve, but the other side of the river's like equally got grass, got a footpath, but it doesn't get mowed for months and months and months, where the other side is maintained, pristine condition all the time, probably because there's two different contracts. So it would take the same equipment, it would be more cost effective.
Sorry.
It actually makes a lot of sense.
wrong.
The other example that we have in our ward is the rubbish bins down the Esplanade, the ones that are on road reserve versus the ones that are on park reserve.
Different issue.
It is a different issue, and I'm going to stick
No,
religiously
well,
to this one.
What
This
about
is-
graffiti?
So the idea that we have one contractor
Yep.
or one contract that looks at a joint up approach, I think is really sensible, because I think there will be efficiencies and there will also be better amenity for our local communities of having a more holistic approach to how we do contracting. So I
Excellent.
think that's what this is doing, and
Cool.
I'm very supportive.
Are we all agreed then?
Yeah.
So this is moved by Dave and seconded by Yanni. Okay, I'll put that. Those in favour, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you.